We have a jam-packed, info-packed session for you today. We're actually not going to be going through a whole lot of slides. We're going to do a deep dive into the listing and order management features of Seller Hub. We're going to show you how to streamline some of your processes and show you some of the more advanced features that you may not know about. And then also along the way, we're going to highlight some of the new things that we're working on that will be available to you. So before we get started, just a quick show of hands. How many of you are already using Seller Hub? Awesome. Well, thank you guys for those of you who are using it. And for those who aren't, hopefully by the end of this session or the end of the summit, you'll be willing to give it a try. For those of you who aren't familiar with Seller Hub is a single destination, single tool that you can use to manage your business end to end. And it's specifically targeted towards sellers like you, professional sellers, to manage and grow your business on eBay. It's free, and it's available for all of you to sign up now. Prior to Seller Hub, we provided you with a lot of tools out there. The problem was it's just scattered across all the site. And some of them are really difficult to find. Some you may be aware of, others not. Others you have to bookmark in order to find your way back. So the goal of Seller Hub is really to bring all these tools together in a single place that you can access very easily when you need them. And it's not really just about giving you tools, but it's giving you the right set of tools so that you can effectively and efficiently manage your business on eBay. And in order for us to get it right, we really talked to a lot of you in terms of getting your feedback on what you were looking for. And it really boiled down to three areas that we heard that you wanted us to focus in on. One is make it easy to manage your business on eBay. And what that really means is managing your core operational tasks around listing and order management, because these are the tasks that you must do in order to sell. And we know that time is money for you. So the more efficient we can make you with these tasks, the more you can focus on selling and focus on growing your business. So we're going to focus on this particular area today. The second area is around giving you the data and reporting to give you visibility on how well your business is doing. Without this information, you're really flying blind in terms of the health of your business. And with this information, you can see the areas that are doing really well, and then others that aren't doing so well that you need to focus on and making it better. The last area is around us using the data that we have available and translating that data into actionable insights and recommendations for you to be able to focus in on particular areas that aren't working so well that you can work on improving. And also along the way, give you the tools to be able to market and increase sales and increase your traffic to your store. So with that, we're going to jump into the demo, and I'm going to start off by showing you how to manage your orders. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to get to Seller Hub, because there's multiple ways that you can get there. The first way is you can click on the sell link on the top header here, and that will take you directly to the Seller Hub Active Listings page. And so if you want to jump right in and start managing your listings or creating listings, click on that link. The next one is My eBay. So this depends on the preference that you've set. When you click on this link, it may take you to a My eBay buying page if you've set that as your preference. Otherwise, it will take you to the Seller Hub overview page. You can click on that and then click on selling, and that will take you to the Seller Hub overview. And the last way that you can get there is very simply, you can just type in www.ebay.com/sh, and that will take you directly to Seller Hub as well. So you can bookmark that and go directly there without first starting off on the eBay homepage. So when I click on the selling link off of My eBay, it's going to take me to the Seller Hub overview page. And this is really the dashboard. This is going to give you information at a glance to see how most parts of your business is doing on eBay. You can look at how your sales are doing over the last 31 days and over different periods of time. You can see the trends over the last 31 days. You can check out your feedback that you've gotten most recently. If you've gotten any neutral or negative feedback, you may want to act on that right away to see if you can turn that feedback around. We also give you breakdowns around the listing and orders and how they break down into the different statuses. And then there's just a variety of other modules on here that really give you a good comprehensive view on how your business is doing. And on this page, you can customize it, and you can hide and show different modules. You can bring them up, order it in the way that it works best for you. The module that I want to focus in on is the task module. Really use this module to help you prioritize the things that you need to work on right away. It's going to tell you when a buyer has paid for the item and is ready to be shipped. If there's any communications from buyers that you need to respond to, specifically any best offers or any questions on your listings. And it's also going to tell you if you have any cancellation requests or any return requests that you need to go in and approve. So with that, I'm going to jump into shipping my items. So I'm going to click on Print Labels and Ship. And that's going to take me to the Awaiting Shipment page. And this page will only show you items that have been paid for and that's ready for you to ship. If you want to see orders and different filters and different statuses, you can click on the left here. You can look at any that are awaiting payment or things that you've already processed. So before I jump into shipping these items, I want to show you the Customize option. This option is available on the order pages, listing pages, and several other pages across Seller Hub, and really use this to customize the information that's displayed to you on the page. So you can click on, check the different fields here to determine which fields are shown to you. So things that aren't important to you or that you don't use, go ahead and hide them, and it'll really streamline the view for you. And you can also rearrange the order in which this information is displayed to you. And so once you've configured that, just hit apply, and the page will get updated based on what you want to see. So when you're ready to go and ship your items, use this page as your pick list. You can look at the items here, go in your warehouse, go in your garage, and grab the items and start packing them up. And once you're ready to do that, you can print packing slips. And as you all know, there's various tasks you can perform one at a time when you click on the Actions column on the left of the order. You can print a shipping label, you can view the sales record. You can do it one at a time, but I'm going to actually show you how to do a lot of these tasks in bulk to help really streamline the process for you. So I'm going to click on the checkbox on the very top. It's going to select all the items. And then I'm going to click on Shipping Action, Print Shipping Labels. And I get to a page where I can print a variety of different things. So I'm going to choose the Pack and Slip option. And before I go and actually print it, I want to show you that you can actually customize the look and feel of the Pack and Slip as well. We automatically will show you seller information, buyer information, and some costs. But you can also add in there your website, your phone number, additional buyer information. You can customize it by adding your store logo, give it a little bit more custom feel. You can also add a personal message. Thank you for your purchase. Come check out my store anytime. And once you've done this, every time you go back and print the packing slip, this information will already be saved for you, and it will be included when you print it out. And so I'm going to go ahead and print it. And automatically, it's going to give you a preview of what it's going to look like. And click OK, and it'll go ahead and print out all the orders that you've selected. So now once I've done that, I'm ready to ship it. So I'm going to go back to this page, same way as I went into it earlier. And then this time I'm going to choose to print a shipping label. So I'm going to click Continue. So those same 4 items that I brought in will be populated here. And if I provided information during my listing, if I provided the shipping service explicitly and the weight, this page will automatically be populated with all the information you need, and you can very simply just look at the cost and then review and pay, and you're done. But if you didn't, you can always go in and change the shipping service or specify it if you want to change it, and then go in and add the weight if you didn't do that earlier and choose it. And then once you have this information, it's going to tell you how much it's going to cost. And if that looks okay to you, all you have to do is click Review and Pay, and then print it out, and then you're done. One last thing I want to show you on this page is if you can see here, John Smith, he purchased 2 items from me. So I can actually go in and select both these items and then combine the package. So that way I'm not sending them out in separate packages, or I'm not going in and refunding him his money for the additional postage. I'm combining them all together in one. So all I have to do is click Combine these shipments, and then Review and Pay, and then I'm done with all my shipping labels. Now that I've done that, I want to go back to my overview page and see if there's any other actions I need to perform. So I go back here, and I see I have a return request, and I also have a cancellation request. So I'm going to click on Return Request. This takes me to the returns page. I can take a look at all the returns, go in the detail, and determine what I want to do next. Do I want to approve it? Do I want to give them the money back? You can decide that once you look into each one. And then I also recall that there was a cancellation. So instead of going back to the overview page, I can just click on this left side, click Cancellations. And this takes me to the cancellations page. It shows me all the pending cancellations that are available. Same thing, I can go in, take a look, and decide what I want to do next. And the last thing I want to do that I want to show you around order management is providing feedback. because reputation is important on eBay, and the more feedback that you give your buyers, the more likely they're going to give you feedback. So I'm going to click on paid and shipped. And again, you can determine what the right process is for you, whether you want to give them feedback as soon as they buy or after you've shipped out the order. But in this case, I'm going to click on paid and shipped. And again, you can do it one at a time, but instead of doing that, I'm going to select all, and I'm going to do it in bulk. So I'll do other action, leave feedback. This takes me to the bulk feedback page. And as you can see here, I have stored comments. So with Seller Hub, we have some default comments for you to use. So you can randomly apply them, and then it will just automatically pick from the list. But if you don't like these comments, or if you want to add more, you can click on Edit Stored Comments, and then you can go in and change them all, or you can add an additional 5. You can have up to 10. And then from there, the system will just randomly pick one to assign. And the last way that you can leave feedback is if you have Selling Manager Pro, you can automate the preferences. So if you click on Automation Preferences, all you have to do is select when you want the feedback triggered. Do you want it triggered when the buyer has paid for the item, or after they've given you positive feedback? Once you've done that, automatically will trigger as soon as that event happens, and it's going to pick from the stored comments that you've provided. So all you have to do is set it and forget it, and you don't have to worry about always checking back to see if you've given feedback or not. I'm going to go in and show you how to create listings. So I'm going to click on the active listings on the left here. And I'm going to first show you how to get to it, how to create a new listing from scratch. And I know most of you use Sell Similar or you do relist when you're creating new listings, but I'm going to show you how to do it from scratch, just so I can show you some of the features available there. So 2 ways you can do that. You can hover, all these tabs up here have a hover menu. So if you hover over listings, you'll see the contextual different options here. So I can click on Create Listing from here, or I can look for the big blue button on all the listing pages where it says Create Listing. Click on it, and I have an option of single listing or multiple listing. So I'm going to show you how to do both, but for now I'm going to click on single listing. And this takes us to the new advanced listing tool that we launched with Seller Hub. And when we're building this tool, our goal was really to streamline this tool as much as possible, because we know how often you do your listing, and every click is time for you. So we tried to remove any extra clicks that we didn't think was necessary. So we were able to take the prior flow and half the number of pages into this new flow. So hopefully that will make you more efficient. So on this page, you can choose to resume a draft that you've saved. You can resume up to 9 of the drafts from here, or you can click on a link to go to your drafts page and choose the listing from there. The other thing that you can do on this page is your listing templates. This is one of the top requests that we got when we first released the tool that wasn't available. We're still rolling this feature out, but the idea around listing templates is you can create a template, put in all the information that you use over and over again for your listings. Use that template, it'll be pre-populated when you go and create your listing. So for example, if you sell in the fashion category, you can create a template for jeans, create a template for dresses, another one for suits. And so when you're selling in that category, all you have to do is choose that template. All the information you reuse over and over again is already there. List with it, just add in additional information, and you can list very quickly. So I'm going to skip both of these. I'm actually going to do one from scratch. So in this case, I have a Harry Potter DVD. And as I'm typing it in, if there is a catalog item that's a match to what I'm typing, we'll show you the top 5 results. But in this case, I don't see anything that matches, so I'm going to click on Get Started. Same thing, we're going to give you more results on this page if there's a match. If there's no match, we'll take you directly to the form. You can start your listing. So if you see one that looks similar to the one that you have, make sure you click on See Details just to make sure that all the information is correct, that it is indeed the item that you have. And if the information is there and it is correct, I highly recommend that you use the catalog, because one, it's one of the quickest ways that you can list on eBay, because we're going to provide you with the photo, the title, the item specifics, the description, and you only have to add in a few additional information and it's done. And there's also downstream impacts or benefits to this. So on the Seller Hub Growth tab, you can get pricing information, you can get competitor information, your item will be displayed on your product page where there'll be reviews. So there are a lot of benefits. Definitely use this if you can. So I'm going to not finish this flow because, again, it's sort of the easier flow. I'm going to show you the more complex one. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to list a men's North Face jacket. And in this case, there's no catalog product found. So we're going to show you category suggestions, so that way you don't have to go and choose the category later. So again, it's all about streamlining your process. So I'm going to click on men's clothing because that's the category that I want to list in. So, and then you get taken to the form. And I'm not going to go through every single field. I'm only going to highlight just a few things that will help streamline your process, as well as things that we're currently building that we'll be releasing to you. So the first thing that we're currently working on is the ability to customize. And our current model for the page is we give you all the fields. And we let you decide which information is useful for you. And then you can fill it out. And the things that are optional, you can just skip. But with Customize, what you can do is for the information you know that you never fill out, if it's sales tax or shipping discounts or shipping exclusions, you can go ahead and hide it. So that's further going to streamline your page into a much shorter form. And that way you only see the information that you're going to fill out. So go through that and you hit save, and the form will update based on what you've selected. The next thing I want to show you is photos. So prior in the older tool, you had to click into a link, open up a pop-up, add your photos, wait for it to download, and then once it's done, continue with the form. So with this release, we've embedded the photo uploader into the form. So as you're uploading the photos, and especially if you have a slower connection, you can continue with the rest of your form, filling in the information while the photos are uploading. And you can also do your editing directly from the form itself. A couple things that we have added and that we are adding. So this week, we're slowly rolling out 2 additional features. One, which is what we just call Enhance. It just uses an algorithm where you can just do a one-click, and it will optimize your photo and make it look better. And the second one is you can sharpen your photos as well. If it's a little too dark or blurry, you can sharpen that. And then the last thing that we added, that we're working on, that we actually haven't released yet, is the ability to zoom in a photo. We know that your process is a lot of times is you take a whole bunch of photos of all your items, and then you go to list. And you really use the photos as a proxy for that product as you're describing the item or you're filling in your item specifics. So we're adding the ability for you to click and zoom into the photo itself. So when you hover over that, you can then click, and then you'll see a really enlarged photo where you can really see all the nitty-gritty details. You can look at scratches or little tears, and then use your description fill in your description that way. Okay. Also, item specifics. You know, we all know how important item specifics is to fill in as much as possible because it really helps the buyers find your item both in search and through filters. So we use the information that you've given us and give you recommendations of what we think the item specifics are. So instead of you having to type it in, if the recommendations are correct, all you have to do is click Add All, and then we'll populate that information for you. So at the very least, it'll save you some typing if we don't have everything available for you. And the last thing I want to show you is around item description. This is currently available for you today. We have listing description, and we also have a description template. And what that allows you to do is save snippets of information that you put in your description over and over again. Or for example, if you sell men's suits, and you're always putting in measurements and all the different kinds of measurements in there, save it as a template, and then all you have to do is insert it when you're ready, and then all that information is there, and then you just have to fill in the things that are different, and then you're done. And finally, we're going to be adding a mobile preview that you can use to look at your description from a mobile view. Because we all know mobile is incredibly important. It's a significant amount of our traffic, a significant amount of sales come from mobile. So you definitely want to make sure that your item description is mobile optimized. Okay, and so the rest is, you're very familiar with. It's your shipping, payment, return policy. So I'm going to click List Item. And this is another way that we streamline the process. We took out 2 pages. The Review Your Item page as well as the Success page is now just a layer. And then on this layer, you can very quickly decide what you want to do next. Click on it, and then you go there. One thing that we're also rolling out right now, some of you may have seen it, is the ability to do social sharing directly after you create the listing. And then so you can share email, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and then it's just a one-click. If you've already logged in, it's all there for you. Just choose what you want to share, and then you're done. The last thing I want to show you is how to create listings in bulk. So same thing, look for the Create Listing button, and then choose Multiple Listings this time. And it's going to take you to a form very similar to what I just showed you. The big difference is that you're going to type in the number of listings. So for example, if you have a stack of women's t-shirts that you want to sell, and they have a lot of the same settings, right? Your shipping, returns, price, all those things are the same. Put in the number of listings you want to create, and then only fill out the information that is the same. Once you do that, you just go down the form, fill it out, click continue, and then it's going to create 5 drafts of the information that you created. And there's multiple ways that you can edit from there. You can use the edit pane, which is really just the whole form added to the right side, and then you can go in and add in the things that are different. You can use a combination of the different features in this tool. You can hide that form, and then you can fill out the information as if you're in Excel. Right? Change the title, add the price. So very quickly you can have all that information filled in there. And then the last way that you can edit is you can choose the items that you want to bulk add information to. So in this case, I have an American Apparel t-shirt. Click on that, edit fields. There's a variety of fields that you can bulk edit. Click on item specifics. There's different ways that you can edit as well. Individually, you can do it in bulk, by category. And then I just choose the information that's the same across those two, fill it in, save and close, and now all my information is there. I'm showing you this in the context of creating a listing, but all of these ways also apply when you're bulk relisting or revising. Right? There's multiple ways that you can edit your listings in the bulk listing tool. And then once you're done, all you have to do is click Submit Listings, and very quickly you were able to create 5 listings through this process.
So with that, we jump into listings. As Tuan mentioned, we have the task list here where you can see a lot of different order management and listing management aspects. I'm going to focus on, for example, open offers from buyers. So I'll click into this, and that takes me to the active listing page. And this view essentially is pre-filtered right now with offers. So it only shows me the listings that have offers. I can take actions on those listings. Once I'm done with that, I can actually use a drop-down to do more interesting filters. So for example, I could filter out with listings with bids and reserve met, listings with questions, listings ending today. Right now I'm going to focus on all listings, so I'll click on that, and that shows me all the listings that I have in the grid. Now, one interesting thing that you'll observe in the leftmost column is the actions, which is these actions are defaulted to whatever is the most likely action you would take for a given listing. So for example, for some listings you would see respond to offers, for some listings you would see respond to questions, for some you will see revise. If you want to take that action, then you can click into that action and you will get into that flow. However, if you want to see more actions that are applicable to that particular listing, you could simply use a drop down and see other options in there. One interesting thing we're adding right now is also a capability to do inline editing, which means without having to go into the flow itself, you can edit price, quantity, and title for that listing in there and then just save it. So that'll come at some point of time pretty soon. So once I'm done with that, I'm now keen to actually set up my grid or my page in a way that allows me to be very efficient. So to do that, I'll click on Customize, and you will see Customize is positioned pretty much in the same way for orders, listings, everywhere. Once I click into Customize, I see this pop-up, which is very familiar to you right now. And from here, I can select and deselect additional columns that I want to have in the grid, and I can also arrange those columns. So for example, in my case, I will add available quantity as a column. By default, it goes to the rightmost position of the grid. However, I can change the position. So I'm going to place it in between cost and duration. And that places it here, and I apply it. And once I apply it, I see that the grid reloads, and available quantity column comes up in the grid, and it's positioned between shipping cost and duration as I wanted. Now that my grid is set up for me to work efficiently, I'm keen to see how to search for specific listings. And this is something that you're aware of, again, is the search box. What's not as obvious is that you can use the drop down in the search box to actually search listings by different criteria. So not only item title, but item description, item ID, and including custom label as well. Also your shipping policies, for example. So some of you might like that additional functionality. Now right now I'm keen to actually dig down even deeper into the listings that I have to find very, very specific set of listings. And for that, I can use advanced search as a functionality. Once I click onto advanced search, I see a set of filter options. On the leftmost side, I see the default is title. If I click on it, I actually see that I can filter by different criteria. So I can do search based on category, condition, description, duration, multiple things. Right now, I'm going to focus on current price. Once I do that, I see that the set of options next to current price change. So for example, I can decide current price is equal to something, is greater than something, or is less than something. Right now I'll choose current price less than a particular value. And I'll go here and I'll say $5. So it should show me listings that have current price less than $5. And then I click on search. And that exactly shows me those set of listings which are less than $5. And now I can optimize these listings, either end them or increase their price. Once I'm done, I can clear search, and that takes me back to the all listings view. Now done with search, now I'm keen to actually set up my processes automation in a way that I'll become even more efficient. So to do that, I will bulk select a few listings, so 3 listings here, and I'll try and assign automation rules for those listings. So I select them and I click on automation rules and I click on assign. Once I do that, I enter into the automation rules flow where I see those 3 selected listings, and I can see a rule drop down where I can see different kinds of relisting mechanisms. I'm going to choose relist once if an item does not sell. Once I choose that, I can confirm it and I can assign. And then I see a success page, which means for these listings, my automation rule has been assigned. I'll go back to active page, and it confirms to me that these top 3 listings, I can see in purple that the rule has been assigned, and it exactly says out the rule name, which is relist once if an item does not sell. I can click into the rule and change the rule, or I can keep them there. Now once done with this, I'm now keen to see what are the listings that I had which have gone out of stock, so that I can restock them and I can further use the opportunity. For that, I will click on the status drop-down, and at the bottom of the drop-down, you will notice out of stock. So I'll click on that, and then it filters out all my listings that are out of stock, in this case 1 listing, and I can see the available quantity is 0. Now this is something that all of you might not see by default, and I'll tell you what setting to change for this to work. But essentially the benefit of this is that if you have good till cancel listings, let's say, which are multi-quantity, but the quantity has dropped to 0 now, and you don't think you can restock those listings in the next 90 days, but you don't want to lose the listing information, then you can choose this setting so that the listing remains active, but it's hidden from the buyers. So that's what I had done for this particular listing. So, and that's how we will do it. So I'll show you how to do it. So you click on the top left, click on account settings, and then from there you go into site preferences, and then within that choose sell your item form and listings, and click on show. Once you do that, you see here out of stock option. In my case, it was selected to yes, and that's the reason I was able to see my out of stock listings in the grid itself. If you don't have it selected, I'll encourage you to select it so that you can actually focus on your out of stock listings within the active grid. So let's say we applied it. I go back to sell, and that lands me on the active listings view of Seller Hub. Now I'm actually keen to see what are the listings that are unsold because I want to relist them. For that, I can go to the unsold tab. Now in this case, the current view that you're seeing is actually filtering those listings out only to show the listings that are not relisted. I can always change it to show everything, including the ones that are relisted, but I recommend that you keep the filter to not relisted so that you're not confused and you don't end up relisting the same things again. Once done with this, now I'm keen, now I actually know that there's some items that I had which I have been able to procure again, but they had sold and ended. I want to revive that listing information so that I don't have to create it again. To do that, I can go to ended. Once I go to ended, again, on this page you will see the pre-filtered view is by sold. You can change it to see everything that's ended, sold as well as completed. But again, I encourage that keep this page and use this page only to focus on listings that have sold. And in case you want to focus on listings that are unsold, just use the unsold tab. So that thing keeps things clear so that you don't confuse and relist things again. Once done with this, I'm keen to look at the drafts that I have, and again there's a tab for that. So I can go to these drafts and I can focus and I can kind of change these drafts to make the listings active.